Connie Smith finally speaks up about Bill Anderson. Connie Smith was born Connie Joan Rami on August 14, 1941, in Elkhart, Indiana. She rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most celebrated female vocalists in country music, earning admiration from peers, critics, and generations of fans alike. Her early life was marked by hardship and resilience. Growing up during difficult economic times, she endured a turbulent childhood that included poverty and personal struggles. Music became her refuge. As a teenager, she learned to play the guitar and found comfort in the sounds of classic country, gospel, and Appalachian music. Those early influences shaped her unmistakable vocal style, pure, piercing, and emotionally direct. Even as a young woman, Connie possessed a voice capable of conveying heartbreak, longing, and strength with remarkable clarity. Her life changed dramatically in the early 1960s after she moved to Ohio and joined a local band. During a performance, she was discovered by Bill Anderson, one of country music's most respected songwriters. Recognizing the rare power of her voice, Anderson helped her secure a recording contract with RCA Victor. That partnership launched one of the most significant debuts in country music history. In 1964, Connie Smith released her first single, Once a Day. The song became an immediate sensation, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart, where it remained for an unprecedented 8 consecutive weeks, a record for a female country artist at the time. Its success established Connie as a major new star and introduced her signature sound, soaring, emotionally charged vocals paired with traditional country instrumentation. What followed was a decade of extraordinary success. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Connie Smith placed more than 70 songs on the country charts, including classics such as Then and Only Then, Ain't Had No Lovin', I Never Once Stopped Loving You, and The Hooten's All Over. Her recordings consistently reflected the core values of classic country music: heartfelt storytelling, honesty, and emotional depth. At a time when the genre was evolving toward more polished, pop-oriented sounds, Connie's voice became her calling card. Fellow artists and producers frequently described it as one of the finest instruments ever heard in country music. Legends such as Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, George Jones, and Merle Haggard all expressed deep admiration for her talent, with many citing Connie Smith as a benchmark for vocal excellence. Despite her professional success, Connie's personal life was not without challenges. She struggled with anxiety, depression, and the pressures of fame, issues she would later discuss with openness and grace. In the late 1970s, at the height of her popularity, she made the deeply personal decision to step away from the music industry to focus on her family and spiritual life. This rare choice further solidified her reputation as an artist guided by conviction rather than commercial ambition. After several years away, she returned to music on her own terms. Her later recordings in the 1990s and 2000s were met with critical acclaim, revealing a mature artist whose voice, though softened by time, had lost none of its emotional power. By the early 2000s, Connie Smith's legacy had become something deeper than chart positions or gold records. In 2002, she was ranked 9th on CMT's list of the greatest women of country music, affirming her influence among the genre's most important female voices. Perhaps even more touching was the praise she received from George Jones, who named her his all-time favorite female country singer in his memoir. The acknowledgement stood as a quiet but powerful testament to the respect she commanded among country music's greatest icons. Rather than resting on past accolades, Smith continued to follow her artistic and spiritual calling. In 2003, she released the Christian album Love Never Fails, a heartfelt collaboration with members of the Whites. The project reflected her deep faith and her desire to create music that uplifted and comforted listeners. Her influence extended to a new generation of stars when Martina McBride recorded a cover of Once a Day for her album Timeless, reaffirming the song's classic status. Smith also delivered memorable performances, including a celebrated appearance at the Country Music Hall of Fame Medallion Ceremony in 2007. In 2012, Connie Smith received one of the highest honors in her field when she was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. The recognition was long overdue and universally celebrated, honoring not only her chart success, but her unwavering dedication to the soul of country music. Beyond awards, her true legacy lies in her influence, especially on female country singers who drew inspiration from her phrasing, restraint, and emotional honesty. Smith's personal life has been marked by deep relationships and hard-earned lessons. She has been married 4 times, each union reflecting a different chapter of her journey. In 1997, she married acclaimed country artist and producer Marty Stewart, a partnership grounded in faith and mutual respect. Smith has often credited her enduring marriage to spiritual commitment, summing it up simply: make the Lord the center and commit. At 84 years old, Connie Smith now reflects with clarity and candor. Long admired as one of country music's purest voices, she has often let her songs speak for her. But when the conversation turns to Bill Anderson, she no longer remains quiet. With decades of wisdom behind her, she speaks with gratitude about the man who helped shape her career and confidence. She recalls being a young woman suddenly pulled into a world larger than she ever imagined and credits Anderson as one of the people who helped guide her through it. Their professional relationship became a defining chapter of her career, rooted in mutual respect rather than mythology. Anderson wrote songs that fit her voice with uncanny precision, but, as Smith emphasizes, he also respected her boundaries and believed in sincerity over polish. Looking back now, Smith honors the past without living in it. She acknowledges the people who helped her survive the music industry with her dignity intact and speaks of Bill Anderson not with nostalgia, but with appreciation. In an industry often marked by fleeting alliances, her words stand out for their grace. Connie Smith is not rewriting history. She is finally telling it in her own quiet, unmistakable voice.